views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of Bronxnet or the program underwriters.
Hello everyone, welcome back to a new LOTF program. I hope you guys are having a great time spending time with your family. New Year's is right around the corner. I hope you guys have new goals and new achievements for this year. Hello everyone, Christmas and New Year's is right around the corner. I am so excited because I have so many New Year's resolutions. Remember to always be organized, to be consistent, and just, have fun and spend time as a family. Remember there's always a positive out of the negative. To always love yourself and just start off the year very strong. Happy holidays, everyone.
Ay, me gustaría saber a mí y a los demás qué fue lo que más te inspiró a escribir música y quiénes estuvieron contigo y te apoyaron desde el principio sin dudar en ti.
Yo creo que personas que me motivaron, yo creo que mi mamá me apoyó mucho. Ella siempre, como que yo quería salir a un karaoke, quería cantar, ella siempre como que me apoyó, ¿me entiendes? Entonces creo que es muy importante también la familia, amistades, personas que uno realmente quiere. Es muy importante también como que recibir el apoyo de ellos y dar apoyo también. Creo que
Sí.
especialmente en el Bronx, donde tenemos muchas cosas negativas alrededor, donde tenemos como que a lot of things distracting us, es muy importante siempre como que la unión, do something that can get you a step forward. I think my family helped me a lot with that.
En su carrera completa de ser músico y bachatero, ¿usted ha sentido como darse por vencido?
Yo creo que sí. Creo que el feeling de darse por vencido es un feeling que uno siente en muchas ocasiones, creo. Creo que es inevitable uno sentirse como que, coño, man, I want to quit, o no sé si esto es para mí, o no sé si puedo. Creo que eso es parte de la vida. Creo que todo tiene un balance. Creo que en la vida hay un balance. Si hay felicidad, hay tristeza. Hay que trabajar fuerte
Sí.
para conseguir lo que queremos. Siempre van a haber dificultades, ¿me entienden? En la vida. Yo siempre he pensado que si tú no crees en tú mismo, ¿quién va a creer en ti? ¿Me entiendes? Todo empieza contigo.
Mi pregunta es, ¿cómo fue tu vida de niño y si una vez pensaste que iba a llegar tan lejos como ahora?
Yo creo, Ariani, que no quiero sonar cocky, right? Pero yo creo que sí. Como que yo siempre en mi mente me visualicé. How do I say visualize in Spanish? Visualicé. Yo siempre me visualicé teniendo éxito. Como que yo estaba cantando en karaoke, yo repartía flyers en los festivales dominicanos. Y yo siempre como que me veía así, me veía como que famoso, la gente cantando mi música. Y creo que como respondí en la última pregunta, yo lo vi y me lo creí desde ese entonces. And I became it a reality.
¿Qué consejos me puedes dar cuando las cosas no salen bien?
Yo creo que, como dije anteriormente, es normal que las cosas a veces no salgan bien. Creo que hay un dicho que dice, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade, you know. Entonces, creo que como dije, no todo va a ser perfecto en la vida. Hay cosas que uno piensa que va a salir de una manera y sale de otra. Y creo que todos esos obstáculos y obstáculos hay que navegar con ellos y encontrar la manera de arreglarlo. Esto me fue de una manera y no quería que fuera así, pero how could I make that better? ¿Cómo puedo arreglarlo? ¿O cuál otra opciones tengo para seguir hacia adelante? Y no, por ejemplo, estamos aquí ahora con coronavirus and a bunch of stuff. A mí se me canceló mi gira, una gira completa, 40 fechas got canceled, se me cancelaron. Plan it out, porque, you can't put all your eggs in one basket. Creo que también es importante tener varias opciones.
At what point did you realize that you had made it in your music career?
At what point did I realize that I made it in my music career? That's a great question because it's a weird question for me. Because, like in the beginning, I've had a lot of success since like very like right away. Like I was like 19 years old and I was already successful. But I didn't feel actual success for me within. It's gonna sound weird, but like till almost recently type of thing. Because I feel like everyone has the definition of success is different for everyone. And in the very beginning, it was like a lot of work. And yes, I was making money, but it was like a lot of things. And it wasn't until I was very deep in, like a few years in, that for me, I felt like true success. I feel that in the beginning in any field, whether it's music, acting, school, it feels like a lot of work. Like I'm sure like you guys right now, how old are you right now?
16.
Okay, so you're 16. So it's gonna feel like a lot of work for you. Like you're gonna be in school, you're gonna be working a lot. A lot of it's gonna feel free, and you're like, okay, I'm not making money, I'm just working. Or you get a job and you're like not happy with what you're getting paid with. So that's what I mean like by success. Like in the beginning, it felt like a lot of work where maybe it's like I'm not getting paid what I want to get paid, or maybe I'm like, like, is this even worth it? So it wasn't until like I was really deep in that I felt like I was for me at least, even though I was having success, obviously I was having success, but for me, it wasn't until like a few years ago that I was like, man, I feel successful. Like I was able to get a lot of things that I wanted to get, or I was able to help a lot of people that I wanted to help, like my family, like my mom. And I'm able to kind of enjoy my success a little more now because in the beginning, it's like a lot of work. So I think that's when I felt like successful. When you look back and you're able to see like, man, all that work I did, it feels like it was worth it. That's when I felt successful. And I think that it's a good thing to tell you guys that because in the beginning, it does feel like a lot of work. In the beginning, you're going to work a lot of years, especially in school, especially in college, especially in high school where you feel like, man, I don't want to work. I want to go hang out. I want to go chill. I want to go party. And it's not until way later that you're going to look back and say, wow, it was worth it. I know a lot of people my age now that say, man, I should have went to school then, and that are going to school now, having to pay for it on their own. They didn't take advantage of like the help they were getting when they were kids in college. And they find themselves doing the work now, wanting to have done it earlier on in their life when they were 18, when they were 19, when they were 20. So I think it goes back to the beginning of the conversation when I said, put that work in now, so that way 10 years from now, it's going to be worth it. And and that's when you're going to find I feel true success when you look back and say, man, if I did that work then.
It's Lewis here, and I just wanted to wish all of you a great New Year's, great Christmas if you celebrate it, and I just hope that all of you have an amazing time with your families and friends, and keep your bodies healthy, keep them moving, keep yourself motivated. Remember that even though this is a break, any of you that are in high school or in middle school, just in case you have any projects or anything, make sure to do them, do anything that you need to do, and don't forget to wear your mask.
Hi, I'm Dr. Nunez. Nice to meet everybody. You guys are so beautiful. Thank you for joining today. So how's everybody feeling these days with everything that's going on?
I've been feeling anxious because, like, you know, we're in the middle of a pandemic and we're also going through the elections. So everything has just been, like, really crazy.
I agree. Is anybody feeling the same way?
He said he feels like he's locked, like in a place.
What do you mean by that? Tell me.
Like, you see how, like, the pandemic, like, you can only go for, like, for your jobs and only for your, like, stuff you need for home.
Okay. So you feel like because of that, how is that making you feel?
Stress.
Are you stressed? Is anybody else stressed because of that? Yeah.
I'm stressed, but like mostly with school because I'm taking like a lot of like, you know, advanced classes, so they're giving a lot of work. And just because of the fact I have to join meetings and like that's all like new, like I'm not used to that.
So it's kind of something different now that we're all, right? We're all experiencing, right? Work, home, school, right? Anybody else? Anybody else also feeling stress about any situation that's going on right now?
I agree with Emily.
Who's talking? I can't see it.
Jocelyn.
Jocelyn?
Yeah, I agree with Emily, what she said.
With the school that you're getting too much class? Yeah.
It's not the class, but like it's how it's so different because you're like seeing someone through the screen and not like face to face, like physically.
And then sometimes the internet goes down and then you can't do nothing and then it lags.
I see.
Kicks you off of the meeting and those things.
So you kind of, it's like, it gives you like trouble, right? So you like have to like troubleshoot and try to figure things out, right? What else? What other negative things you guys are seeing?
Well, for me, being like applying to colleges and stuff like that, you can go on like college tours and stuff. Like you don't hang out with your friends for the last year. You're just locked.
I see. So the word locked is like very common, right?
I'm also like, I'm not really like absorbing much information that they're teaching us because it's like through a screen. Like if I were to have a question and they were explaining it, it wouldn't make sense because they're not like physically like showing it to me. And most of my meetings is just like, oh, here's the work, and then they explain it, and then the meeting ends.
I see. So you really, because of the situation that you're at right now, you're not kind of absorbing all, everything that they're telling you. Is everybody feeling sort of something like that? Or no?
I mean, it's harder to concentrate.
Yeah. Who agrees?
I agree.
I agree.
Okay. And who said it was hard to concentrate?
It's hard to me. It's hard to concentrate because you have so much like you're at home, so you could do whatever you want. You can space off, do other stuff, and then when you're in school, you have to be there, do whatever you have to do your stuff.
Yeah. So now I guess we spend some time talking about how bad life is right now, right? Would everybody agree on that one?
Yes. And sometimes you could get like distracted by the objects that you have in your home. Like video games or something like that. Phones.
Okay. So I guess we all agree that we're going through a tough time right now, right? Everybody? And we all agree they're all stressed out, right? A little bit sad.
That and with colleges too. Because if you try to if you try to take a college class, it's like college like applying for not applying, like seeing colleges. You can't see them in person, so like you can't see how it's inside the school based on the thing you already want to apply for next year. For me.
Bye guys. Say bye. I hope I'm saying this right. You guys are awesome.
Something that I love and I really enjoy having. It has a great scent. It is you can use this in baking and in soups and stocks. Why? Because it has a nice strong stem. So that's the first sign of an herb that the flavor and the nutrients may last a little longer. unlike something called like basil, in about 2 minutes, all the flavor and nutrients are gone. So the best way to eat basil would be raw. But now when you have something like rosemary, you can bake with it and you still are going to get a big chunk of the nutrients inside it. And we're going to, when you said about immune system, well, this is your home girl, okay?
Yeah, that was my
I know
next
I named her
question.
girl, but that's what I wanted to do today.
I
That's
love it.
my own thing. So this is my home girl, Rosemary, and she wants to come hook us up today. And so how will she hook us up? It's by bringing one key thing is vitamin C. Now we all know that vitamin C supports the immune system, but it also has loads of iron, and people forget that iron improves our immune system. And guess what? Without vitamin C, your body can't absorb iron.
Absolutely.
So if you have anemia and now you're susceptible to colds, you just solved 2 problems already. I didn't even get to the rest. So now that's a good friend to have. Not a friend that comes, eats your food, dumps their junk, and then leaves. You know, this is a friend that's going to actually make you feel good and might cook you something. You know?
I love it. I love it.
There's a difference, right? So it's also an anti-inflammatory. So that is so important, especially for the growing body. That's not just for seniors. That is also for our youth, because as your body is developing, your body and your brain is developing into your 20s. And inflammation can lead to so many other ailments, as the doctor knows. So this is an anti-inflammatory, which is going to naturally fight the free radicals in our body, you know, and that's what we need. We need nutrient-dense food, even if it's sweet, right? So we have another aid is digestion. Now that is a key issue with the immune system, is we forget about our gut health. When our stomach, which is filled with most of our hormones, is not processing food right, it's not digesting food right. So the first ingredient, and it's the only thing that will be an allergen, may be the coconut oil, if anyone has any coconut allergies. But other than that, these are key ingredients that anyone can have. There's no nuts in here, there's no dairy in here. So it's a great holiday treat to show up with. And to show off with. And I know I keep talking about showing off, but I think this is the kind of season we'll all be going through, that we got to show off and feel a little extra good, right? So when we start this off, you're going to start with your room temperature coconut oil. And I'm going to be sipping my water because I say I love myself, and I'm not going to be running my mouth and get dehydrated, okay? Because the key flavor is not the sugar, it's not the chocolate chip, it's this rosemary, and you want it to shine. So this is like a minute, right? So I'm seeing this, and you be cautious with the whipper, because you might, if you whip too much, you can even break coconut oil. You know how you can break butter and it kind of separates? It will take longer to do that to coconut oil, but it is possible. So, boom, now we have that. We have this together, and now we're gonna get sweeter. But before I do that, I wanna show you a quick demonstration. So I already had it minced for you. But when you see this, you don't want the stem. You're making this at home. You don't want to cut up the stem. It's going to be chunks. You take it, you pull it back, and just pull down. And then there's your leaves. Then you cut your leaves down next. But I just wanted to show you an example. We would just pull it back and compost. You can put these in the freezer and compost the stem and save the earth. The earth is important. Compost in the freezer, find your local community garden, and donate it, and they'll thank you off. Height is coming from, but this, I want to get a little closer for a second, because I really want you to see this dough. We made a really good dough.
That's
and there's
amazing.
No eggs, no dairy. You know what I mean? If we use the almond flour or a coconut flour, which means it's straight from a nut and coconut. It's not made out of wheat, because people have gluten allergies. And she was asking before, like, what's the difference? That is a big difference.
How many minutes does it take so the cookies could bake?
Oh, so 10 to 15 minutes, depending on how dark you want them. If you like a little more crunch, then I would say on the 15-minute side. But if you like them a little bit lighter and much softer, then you just do the 10 minutes. Really fast.
Do we need some cooking paper for it?
Yes, this is, you can use I can show you a basic cookie sheet. You can use aluminum foil, whatever you got in the house. Okay, hold on, that's not in there. I'm gonna go get you something. Sorry.
No, don't worry. Those are great questions, Adriel.
Exactly. It is a great question.
Oh,
So
okay.
I have this. This is my favorite thing. So it looks beat up because I use it a lot. Have my last cookie on it. But this is what I use. You can buy these online, and this is a cookie sheet. It could be something like this. It could be aluminum foil, and then you put them. It looks dark because I use it a lot for baking, and it stains, but it's perfect.
This young man is John Nunez. He's my son. He is an athlete. He's an Olympic swimmer.
So the question was, how many hours a day did I swim? Well, I swam 4 hours a day when I'm not training anymore, but I did swim 4 hours a day. And I also lifted in the morning. So it was a lot. I mean, you have to have a lot of commitment and be very dedicated, but it was fun. It was a lot of fun. 7 days a week, like my mom did say. Yeah, 7 days a week, every single day, 4 hours a day. I recognize a lot of you guys. Oh my gosh. Not the first time I see you.
Yeah. And you want to tell me your routine, like at what time you wake up?
Yeah, so I would wake up at 4:30 in the morning. Crazy. And it means I couldn't like watch my favorite TV show at night. But I would wake up at 4:30 in the morning and then, do the whole thing, go to the gym, swim, and then go to school. And then obviously swim in the afternoon again. So my whole life consisted of swimming and stuff, but it was great because I got to go to a really good school, Penn State. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Penn State. I got to go to Penn State and swim for them. So I guess my message is just, a really good way to get into school. I don't know what grade you guys are in or whatever, but a really good way is through athletics. I don't know if anybody is an athlete, anybody likes to do soccer or baseball or basketball, but I was fortunate enough through my mom, Dr. Nunez, to be able to swim my whole life almost, and because of that, I was able to go to Penn State.
What's the fastest you swam?
You know a little bit about swimming?
Not too much.
Not too much. Okay, well, I mean, I made Olympic trials, and I also made the Olympic team for Dominican Republic. I'm Dominican, so I was able to make the team for them. And I mean, I guess you could say my fastest time ever was a 3:56 in the 400 freestyle. I was a mid-distance swimmer. I don't know if you guys know like what 3:56 means, but that's pretty fast. My fastest in my whole career, I think when I was 15 or 16, I was actually ranked third in the country when I was 16 years old. So it was a pretty big deal. It's not New York, not the Bronx, in the whole United States of America. So that's like a pretty big deal, and that's just through hard work. And it's possible for anybody. It's not because I'm superhuman. I like to eat whatever, White Castle. I eat all the normal stuff too. It's about, there's no tricks. It's just dedication, hard work, discipline. You have a goal, whatever that is. You work hard, you're gonna get there.
How many miles did you do? Like, how many miles per hour?
How many miles per practice? Oof. If I was able to count, I think I would have quit. I mean, the amount of miles that I would do per practice is a lot. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, that's a hard thing to guess, but a lot. Thousands and thousands and thousands of miles. Yeah. I would just pick a favorite song and I would just sing the song all the time. Well, believe it or not, I played a lot of sports too. Before I decided to go to be a swimmer, I did everything from play piano. I did the piano, believe that. Oh my gosh. I did the trumpet, and I did basketball. I did baseball. I did everything. Hockey, a little bit of hockey. And I was like, oh, this is like not my favorite thing. And then slowly, kind of like, what was your name? The girl with the Lacoste hat?
It's Saoris.
Oh, okay, kind of, yeah, Saoris. It's kind of like you, exactly. A lot of sports and just trying to figure out what I like the most, and then I stuck to that. So it's kind of like the same thing you're doing, just like figuring out what sport you like the most, and hopefully you can stick to that. So, all right, guys, I gotta go because I'm in another meeting right now, but hopefully I'll see you guys again soon, and it was nice meeting you guys.
Hi, my name is Jocelyn, and my New Year's resolution for 2021 is to exercise and to stay fit to pass all my academics. to learn a new skill, and also to sleep early. I hope you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you. Bye.
Hi, my name is Heidi Soriano, and my first question is, how did you know you wanted to be an author?
So, another great question. I did not know I wanted to be an author. I never considered myself someone who would write. I just shared on Facebook. That was what I did. And a little bit about what inspired me to write. At the time, it was 2012, and my husband got sick with cancer. And I started sharing about our journey, and then I really immersed myself in writing when he passed away. So he passed away in 2013, and that just inspired me to write. And the more I wrote, I had first, a few dozen people go, "This is great, this is so inspiring, thank you for writing this." Then it turned into hundreds, and before you knew it, I had like thousands of people, whether they were in my inbox or just, commenting on my Facebook posts. And they insisted, "You have to put this in one book." And that was when I realized, okay, I guess I'm an author. I got to do this. And I went for it. And the process of that, I learned a lot of what not to do in becoming an author, or I should say in publishing a book. And those lessons helped me when I published my second book.
Howdy, my name is Akila, and my question is, have you ever scrapped a book or idea?
I've scrapped many ideas, and still today I do. So what I really would, so you want to know how to not get into that funk of giving up on your ideas. So we all have, whether it's writer's block or we feel, again, limiting beliefs, we could get a little about it into later, even like trauma we may have experienced in our childhood, or even in our present life, right? Those things start playing a tape in your mind that maybe you're not worthy, that your work is not important, who cares, all those things. And what I say to that is that you have to be your greatest fan. You have to, right? So how do you do that? It's very important to connect your mind, your body, and your spirit. And that's what I ended up actually teaching after I left my job. I started teaching others, and then I ended up teaching high schoolers, and that's how I met Dr. Nunez. So what's so important is that there's a practice. You can't just say, "Oh, I'm just going to be inspired every day." It doesn't work like that. You have to fight through it, but you need tools and strategies to get through it. And you need mentors. You need people to cheer you on and support you, just like you have here in Niños de la Caridad, to be able to push you when you can't push yourself. So mentors, I believe, are critical, especially for young people, because there's so much noise distracting you that it's hard to stay focused.
Well, we made it to the end of the episode. I hope you guys had a great time watching it. Don't forget to follow us on all our social medias, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, and happy holidays.